A Seasonal Twist. A Digital Story by Jennifer Howe. Ouch! The little girl glanced up at the massive tree and froze in awe. Why were you running? At this point, the little girl's jaw dropped. She couldn't even fathom what she had heard. She stood up, smoothed her blue cotton dress, and shook her head. While taming her long golden blonde hair, she mumbled, "This isn't real. Trees do not talk. It is completely and utterly impossible." The little girl felt something brush against her back. She let out a gasp as she spun around on her heels, only to find her sister, who had finally caught up to her. "Why were you talking to yourself?" her sister asked. I wasn't," the little girl stammered. With a smirk on her face, she pushed the shoulder of her sister. "You're still it." The little girl giggled as she ran away. A warm sunny day in July is when the little girl would return to the green meadow where she and her older sister, Mathilda, played months earlier. She had completely forgotten that this is where she had heard that voice on that cool spring day. The girl was focused on her summer reading, which is, of course, an assignment she procrastinated. She was on a mission to find a perfect reading environment. She settled on the large trunk of the one tree in the field. The colossal tree produced great branches, which had an abundant amount of leaves that covered each of them. The little girl felt relieved from the hot sun beneath the shade and began to read one of her boring books on her list. She found so much comfort in this place, her eyes began to feel heavy. Before she knew it, she drifted off into a peaceful slumber. The girl rested soundly until she felt something tickle her nose. Assuming it was a fly, she brushed it away and continued to sleep. A moment later, she felt it again, but this time it was accompanied by a quiet chuckle. The girl was startled awake. Her eyes flew open as she scrambled to her feet. She apprehensively scanned her surroundings but found nothing out of the ordinary. She decided to get back to her reading. The girl's focus was completely disrupted because of this. She had a lot of difficulty concentrating on her book. Once she finally refocused, her attention was immediately broken again when she heard, "What is that you are reading?" Her head snapped around so quickly, several strands of her golden hair landed in her mouth. The girl finally managed to choke out, Who said that?" She saw a tree branch move out of the corner of her eye. "Oh, it is just I," the lowest branch of the tree motioned towards itself. Closer she looked, she could make out a face in the trunk of the tree. The little girl stared in disbelief. She knew it was impossible for a plant to speak, but she humored herself and allowed her mind to believe that this was actually happening. "Why are you talking to me?" she inquired. The tree began to explain. "Well, actually, how are you talking to me?" the little girl interjected. "All trees have the ability to talk. We just choose not to around humans." "Well then, why are you talking to me?" "I've been in this meadow for a decade now with no one to talk to. After all my friends and family were carried away in that awful storm those 10 years ago, I've been terribly lonely." "Oh, I'm sorry your family is gone." "What's your name?" the tree asked. "I'm Alice. What is your name?" "I am Sumner the Season Tree." Alice giggled. "So, Sumner the Season Tree, what do you and your tree friends do for fun?" "Well, since I'm rooted to the ground, I don't venture out much. My favorite thing to do is sway in the cool breeze of spring, like that day when you were here with that girl and you kicked me. What were you two doing, anyway?" "That was my sister Mathilda. We were playing tag." Tag. What is that?" Alice explained it to him. "Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun," Sumner exclaimed. Alice spent every afternoon with Sumner the Season Tree the rest of her summer vacation. In this time, they laughed and played for hours on end. Alice told Sumner all about her family and friends and the crazy adventures that she'd dreamt of. Sumner shared his past with Alice and everything he knew about the seasons he loved. When it was time for Alice to return to her studies, their time together grew sparse. She visited Sumner when she could, and she sent notes when she couldn't. With time, the two friends grew apart, but their memories of each other would last in their hearts forever.
Their leaves they turn, and as they fall, become